Hello, my name is Peter Strasny. I'm with Gerrie Electric. Our vision is to be the most respected and sought after global supplier and solution provider. Over the years, we've shared ideas with DHPM and other companies, primarily in two areas. One is in logistics and warehousing, and the second is in technology, using technology to eliminate non-value-added steps to basically do more transactions with the same number of people. And this presentation is in the second vein, and I'm just going to turn this over to Trevor Davis, who's going to tell you all about delivering success.
All right, how are y'all doing today? Good. Good? Awesome. So, this is my first time being here. As Peter said, my name is Trevor Davis. I actually work in IT, so don't make anybody throw anything. Before we get started here, I just want to show up hands. How many of you make a product or sell a service to a customer? Perfect. How many of you deliver that to your customer? Anyone? Okay, good. I was worried that this wouldn't actually apply to anyone here. So what we're talking about here today is getting the product to the customer. And for Gerrie Electric, we're actually a smallish, medium. Okay, we're huge. And what we like to do is deliver products that our manufacturers make to our customers. And we've been working on this for a while. And sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't work well. So in this case, we wanted to take this project electronically. And me being in IT, I get to work on that kind of stuff. So that's what we're kind of talking about here. We're talking about capturing signatures from customers, delivering the product, getting all that good stuff. For a couple of reasons. I've lost my notes. So yeah, we're trying to capture signatures, upload the data to our head office, and we also want to capture some other details too. And the reason we want to do that is we want to make sure that the product that we're delivering is the right product, and we also want to make sure that we're getting it to the right customer. You think this will be easy, sometimes it isn't. And then we also want to make sure that if that customer misplaces the product, that we can show that we delivered it to them. And when we did that. It's all about making money, folks. So what we're talking about this particular project, more importantly than anything that I think I've skipped a slide here, I want to make it simple. It's not easy to make it simple. We're talking about making it simple for our customers. Here you go, sign the piece of paper and get going. We're also talking about making it easy for our drivers. They are not always as up and hip with technology as I might be, so we sometimes have to make a few concessions here and there. What I'm going to tell you today is a story about how we've done this. I'm going to tell you about a failure that we did, and then I'm also going to tell you about how we kind of recuperated from that and got back. Right from the get-go, we knew we wanted to use commodity hardware. Just another show of hands. How many of you have a cell phone in your pocket? Perfect. How many of you have an iPad or some kind of tablet with you as well today? A lot of people. Okay. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about commodity hardware. I'm talking about using those products that everybody has, everybody's familiar with. We wanted to use that too. A couple of good reasons for that. Mainly, it's low cost. You can run out to Future Shop or Best Buy, buy an iPad. It's $500. You're done. End of story. I also mentioned the second point, we can run a Future Shop, buy it if we need to. Driver drops it, customer steals it off of them. You'd be surprised what happens in the field. We also want to make sure, again, to that point of being simple, that our drivers can use it and understand it. That's not always easy, especially with training constraints. Our particular business is spread across Southern Ontario. We have one trainer in our company, which is pretty busy. Finally, we wanted to make sure that it was easy for us. We're also pretty busy in our IT department. We want to make sure it's easy to configure. So, I started this in 2011 as a project. I was just fresh out of college and hadn't really done anything. They said, hey, we'd like you to figure out how drivers can deliver product and do it electronically. I said, sure, why not? It sounds easy. It wasn't. So they gave me a list of goals. They told me we want to not use paper anymore. We want to make sure that proof of deliveries are easy to do, and we also want to make sure that we can monitor the driver's location, scan barcodes, make a simple model for adding capabilities to the system, push deliveries to the ERP, and push deliveries from our ERP system to the driver. And I actually ran out of space at this point. There was a few more points that they wanted me to do. So we took this, we used the system actually where it was a BlackBerry, and we threw a barcode scanner on the back of the BlackBerry and did a signature. Are you from BlackBerry, sir? Yeah? Okay, don't cheer just yet. So it took us about 8 months to get this up and going, and I'm happy to say it had nothing to do with the BlackBerry, so they did work great. But we had to get the product up and running, and we also had no experience with this in-house, so getting the data from our ERP system out to these BlackBerries, that took a bit of time. We actually leveraged a partner to do this out of Australia. Fantastic partner. I guarantee you, if you guys use them, their stuff will work really well for you. So we did this for about 8 months. I was testing, my fingers got cold, we had some signatures, we had a lot of fun. Everything went well, management said, okay, let's go with this. So we rolled it out to 20 drivers, and we spent about 300 person hours getting this whole thing up and running, which isn't too bad for a project like this, I don't think. It didn't work. It did not work at all. As soon as we rolled it out to our Kitchener area and into some of the outlying areas, it just died. We couldn't capture signatures, we couldn't get data from the BlackBerries. It didn't work out so well. So we kind of went back and analyzed what happened here. Mainly, inadequate testing was kind of the biggest thing that we found. It's just the system stability issues. And then we also, in this first example, we pushed all the deliveries to the drivers. So we had one central person in our warehouse that said, we would like to have this person manage all the deliveries for the entire company. As you can imagine, that person was a little bit overworked. We do about 600 deliveries a day. So they could not handle this process, and we could not scale that up. By the end of it, our drivers were so frustrated, they were ready to throw the BlackBerries out the window. Like, I'm not joking. So this was kind of a wake-up call for us. And it was at that point I kind of realized, maybe not everyone is like me. Maybe everyone doesn't get technology the way I do. And maybe we have some issues that we need to kind of go back and take a look at. So we didn't do anything. We just set that by the wayside. We let everything go. By the way, we normally deliver on paper. I'm sure most people are familiar with that. You sign on a sheet of paper, it always works. It doesn't have a blackout or lose signal or anything like that. So we kept doing that for another 3 years. And it was only actually in this year that we took another look at this. I'm not sure if you guys know, but technology moves pretty quickly. And so in 2014, the technology that was available to us was completely different than what was available back in 2011. New hardware, new capabilities, lots of great stuff. So we also, along with that, we had a simplified set of goals. So I went back to them and we said, we aren't going to be able to do all this first run, so please give me something to work with here. We also worked with a new partner this time around, based in Ottawa. They're called Pronto Forms. I'm going to kind of feature them today because I'm hoping all of you will check them out after this meeting. And then the other big thing was we took a look at all of the goals that we had the first time, and we wanted to focus on customer success this time around, rather than the entire gamut of things that we tried to do. Most importantly, we needed to regain confidence in drivers. We did not want them to throw more expensive devices. So this is what it looks like this time around. It's based on a second generation iPad mini. We put a rugged case on it because I wasn't too sure if they would really try and throw their iPads out the window this time around or not. And so we used that, and we put Pronto Forms on top of this, which allowed us to do a pull mechanism rather than push for deliveries, so the drivers finally got to pick what they wanted to. We had a fully functional prototype in 1 week. Like literally, from 1 week I was out the door with the driver trying this out. We rolled it out in 2 months as a proof of concept, and we rolled it out to everyone in 4 months. It's actually running right now. If you guys are buying from us today, you will get one of these iPads to sign on. Customer reaction has been positive, and we spent less than 200 hours doing it, which is pretty good. blah, 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 here's how it goes. This part isn't so important for you guys. I'm not really going to explain the process because everyone here knows how a delivery works, but we have it here if you're interested. At the end result, this is what you get, which is a signature on your invoice. And it's not easy. We have a couple of challenges, mainly around accessibility. Unfortunately, there are some folks in this world that don't have a finger. And so how do we get them to sign? We're not quite sure yet. Also, people who have vision problems sometimes can't see the screen. We also have to deal with that. And we also have to deal with people using different devices for different various purposes. So, cost savings for you guys, we're saving about $45,000, which goes in the pocket of our customers. And then the lessons learned. Mainly, it wasn't easy, we need to test more, and it must be functional when we're disconnected from a cell phone or from a cell tower, which again is another problem. And that's it. We're Gerrie Electric.